Hey, what's up, guys? This is Alex Van Houten with Mastering Metabolism. I hope you're doing so well. And if you're new to the group, I go live every Friday to talk about a subject that is near and dear to the group's heart, or at least that I assume is near and dear to the group's heart. If you guys have questions, comments, or concerns that you'd like me to cover in a Friday live, please post them in the group and we will jump all over it. I did want to highlight some great discussions we had in the group this week before I talk about my subject real quickly. And that is, first of all, Joel, thank you so much for bringing up the abnormality in some of your tests that you're doing. It appears that there's a patch that Pinoe is putting out in order to help with some of the irregularity that's found when, not necessarily during hyperventilation, that might not be the best way to put it, but in that time when you're getting breath by breath data, and it would make much more sense to get a picture of the overall 7 breaths, for instance, rather than every single breath within there, because then you get some jumping around. And there's some reason for that. If you're technically interested in how that might come about, I might suggest that you reach out to Sean Sutter, who is in the group, because he worked with the V2000. He's very, very well versed in the technology. Not that he's the manufacturer of Pinoe by any means, but he might be able to shed a bit more light on that phenomenon than I would. But anyway, that patch is coming out, and thanks to Joel, we all know about it here. So you rock, man. Thanks for that question in there. And then if you didn't get to check out last week's conversation on Friday, we talked about abnormalities related to type 2 diabetes and exogenous medical interventions in creating different respiratory exchange ratios and basal metabolic rates. And I talked particularly about a case study that I had with a client who had type 2 diabetes, and we lost a large amount of weight together and worked with her doctor to reduce her metformin and that sort of thing. So if you want to check out that conversation, that was last week, and several of you found it a powerful conversation. Several of you had great additions, and so thank you guys for that. As always, I'm not the expert with all the answers. I do, moderate this group and whatnot, but my goal in mastering metabolism is it's mastering. It's a participle. None of us have mastered metabolism, and I don't guess that in our lifetimes we will. I hope we can get better, obviously, but this group is an attempt to continue that process with some great, powerfully like-minded individuals and coaches who are dedicated to the science of mastering metabolism. So I'm just moderating that and hoping to generate great discussion and answer questions where I can. That being said, today I wanted to talk to you briefly about the phenomenon in exercise, which is the adaptation of exercise post-workout versus the energy expenditure during the workout. So, I used to work in a gym setting. I've been a trainer for coming up on 14 years. Yeah, I'm not getting any younger. I've been a trainer for almost 14 years, and I worked in a gym setting pretty often. And people would come up to me all the time and say, "Hey, Alex, I burned like 500 calories in my workout." Like, yeah, or in metabolic testing even. One of the selling points, but when I was a young trainer, one of the selling points was we need to know exactly how many calories you're burning during your workout. And yeah, that's great. That's energy expenditure, by the way. That's understanding the energy expenditure of the workout, perhaps to make nutrition modifications, perhaps to refeed the athlete well, perhaps to have some kind of data to juxtapose to body compositions that are or aren't changing, right? That's important data, right? But what's happened in our culture in many ways, and this is both trainer and client alike, both athlete and average Joe demographic alike, people become obsessed about the amount of calories that they're burning, and people stop talking about the adaptations that happen because of a workout. And so if you haven't watched it already, I would encourage you to check out Module 3 of Pinoe 101, where I'm talking about case studies of people that we've tested. Well, I've tested case studies of clients that I've tested with different goals. I cover fat loss clients, I cover health clients, and I cover performance clients. And I talk specifically about how we do an assessment, and then we program to get the adaptations that we want to get out of the person. So, a young lady says to me, "Hey, I burned 600 calories during my workout. Isn't that good? How do I burn more calories?" No matter what your goal is, the amount of calories that you burn during this 1 hour is not nearly as important as how your body changes afterward because of your workout. Okay, so I'm on the Stairmaster, right? I'm like, I'm just burning calories, like, okay, great. How is that affecting my cortisol? How is that affecting my growth hormone? How is that affecting my respiratory exchange ratio, fat versus carbohydrates? How is that affecting my energy expenditure post-workout? That's EPOC, right? The adaptation after the workout, in my view, and I will argue this until the day I die probably, and I will continue to talk to people about this in a test. The adaptation after a workout is just as important, if not even more so, than the energy expenditure during the workout. And the reason I'm talking to this group about this is because we have, in PNOE as a metabolic analyzer, we have the power to take this energy expenditure thing to a whole new level, right? Where we're getting actual real-time data about people's VO2s. We're getting actual real-time data about people's respiratory exchange ratio. Even metabolic efficiency is something that we can measure now, which is powerful and awesome. But I'm encouraging you as you work with people, that the focus on your program design, and indeed the win here, okay? Because you can only burn more calories every workout for so long. you can't, like, I burned 600 calories this workout. How do I burn more? Oh, I burned 700 calories this workout. How do I burn more? Where do we stop? 3,000 calories where I'm pushing my car up a hill with a child on my back while holding my breath? Like, you can only modify energy expenditure so much for particular types of goals in order to actually get results before you get injured, right? It's not about the calorie burn, or at least not primarily about the calorie burn. So what do we say about this? We say, look, the adaptations post-workout are the most important thing. And the reason I'm doing this test is I want to understand where you're at. And then we need to test you again after our workout protocols, after your program has had a chance to set in, to see how has your body adapted? How have you changed in response to the workout stressors that we placed on you? And that's important, okay? Because you can help the client wrap their head around, hey, look, even if it's a selling point, like, we're going to find out how much energy you actually burn at rest and how many calories you actually burn during the day at rest. Like, great, that's awesome. I love that. They're going to do it, great. But you as a coach need to be proliferating a greater message, which is the adaptation of the biological entity in response to the stress of exercise, the stress of changing your eating patterns, the stress of changing lifestyle patterns. So the way I've communicated this, and I hope this is helpful to you, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, because this is something that if you're a coach, you will encounter in the exercise world regularly, no matter who your clients are, that the client will become obsessed about caloric expenditure. Perhaps you have become obsessed about caloric expenditure. And yeah, that's a great piece of data. It's important, but don't forget your adaptations. Don't forget the things that are lasting after your workout. So the way I've expressed this to people is look, okay, so you're exercising right now to burn calories. You're really focused on that number. That's awesome. I'm glad you're exercising. But if you're exercising in a way to burn calories right now and not to change, then don't be surprised if 5 years from now you're still exercising to burn calories and you have not changed. I will say that again. If you're exercising right now in a way to just burn calories, get the most calorie burn you can, the most fat calories, the most carb calories, whatever, you're exercising in a way to burn calories, and you're not exercising in a way that's focused on the changes of your body, then don't be surprised if 5 years from now you're still exercising to burn calories and have not changed. Because in my view, that is the power of exercise program design. That's the power of nutrition program design. What are we doing if not creating stressors that create change over time? The magic of the workout happens after the workout. The magic of the workout happens during recovery. And if you do create a great workout program and your client follows it well, you do create a good nutrition program and your client follows it well, you do coach great lifestyle behavior changes and your client follows it well, then what happens is they change. They become a different beast. And that is bigger than energy expenditure. That it might affect energy expenditure. They might become a fat burner rather than a carb burner. They might increase their VO2 and therefore their overall energy expenditure. They might work out in a way that increases post-exercise oxygen consumption and thereby change energy expenditure. But this is what I want my clients to tell me after their workout. Not like, hey, look, I burned 500 calories. Isn't that great? I want them to like feel it down in their bones. Today's workout was about improving my type 1 muscle fiber performance and getting better endurance. And I burned 600 calories while I was at it. My workout today was about improving the synergy of type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers and growing the cross-sectional area of my muscle tissue and thereby increasing energy expenditure while looking good doing it, right? My workout today was about decreasing the anxiety effects of cortisol in my life and increasing growth hormone so that I recover better from not just my workout, but from my day altogether. Now, maybe they won't sound this scientific, but I want my clients walking away from their workouts and even more importantly, walking away from my assessments of their benchmarks from their workouts. I want them walking away interested in the adaptations that occurred because of their workout program. And here's the win here, in my opinion, from a business perspective. This is why somebody pays for coaching. This is why somebody pays to come back to you to give them advice about their training. Because if you're only measuring energy expenditure, then they're going to pay to do a test and they'll probably never come back. They'll get their heart rate zones or whatever it is. And then, next year they're still like, yeah, I burned 800 calories, fist bump, that's not it. Where your value as a coach is your ability to assess energy expenditure and then talk about what that has to do with what they need to be doing to adapt appropriately. And a good coach knows that there are cycles, mesocycles within a macro cycle. And that's complicated stuff. You need to know some hardcore science and be well experienced to make that happen for somebody. And that's your selling point as a coach. I have an assessment. We're gonna check out your energy expenditure, and then we're going to be able to talk about what needs to change in your workout program and your nutrition program and your lifestyle behaviors in order to create positive, powerful adaptations in your body that are going to change you for the long haul. And so that's the message today for Mastering Metabolism. Energy expenditure is a big thing. People are really excited about it. I feel like every time I open my social media, there's another person posting like, guys, it's not that hard to lose weight. It's just a caloric deficit, calories in versus calories out. It's science and thermodynamics. Awesome, bro. But it's much more complicated and much more powerful than that. It's the adaptations that happen because of the workout you did today. They're going to make a powerful impact on your client that are going to change them for the better, for the long haul. And it's going to increase your credibility as a coach to be able to actually do those things. Otherwise, you're just assessing people like, here you are, see ya. Here you are, see ya. And maybe there's a market for that, but those aren't the people I'm working with. Guys, this has been Alex Van Houten with Mastering Metabolism. Thank you for being a powerful part of this group, for generating discussions, for being civil, responsible, and for also treating each other with respect, because mastering metabolism is not an easy thing. And it's something that we're all very passionate and excited about. And I appreciate the professionals in this group who work hard to make it a good place to be and who are working hard with me to improve our ability to help clients get better results. Until next time, guys, this has been Alex Van Houten with Mastering Metabolism. Kick butt, take names.